We now return to It's Supernatural.
Hello, Ed Roth here with Billy Joe Daugherty, and that grace was priceless. Anyone that thinks that she was faking it, we have a Hebrew word. The Hebrew word is meshuggah, crazy. You are crazy. That was so real that anyone could see that. Billy Joe, tell me about someone else that was healed in your church, that person that was just brought to your church.
Just
Josh.
Brought in by a neighbor that had observed he had terrible problems walking, had to walk with crutches, cane, and had discs that had disintegrated or collapsed or something in the back of his body, all up and down his spine. And he came, and much the way Grace did. You know, when you think about Grace, who was a criminal trial lawyer from New Jersey, first time there. Well, it was the same way with Josh. He was from our city, but it was his first time. He just walked in, but faith rose up inside of him to believe for a miracle.
Right. A picture is worth 1,000 words. Let's take a look at Josh.
This is Josh. Tell us what's happening.
Every disc in my back is blown from the top to the bottom, all the way. I hadn't felt my leg 10 years. I've been on these stakes. Hadn't been able to take a step without them for years.
Can you walk up on stage?
I believe I can.
Brandon is his neighbor, and Brandon and his wife and their little boy were here this morning. They've been visiting some here at Victory, and they heard that there was going to be a healing service tonight. So he went over next door to his neighbor here, Joshua, and said, would you come with us to church?
This your next door neighbor?
It's my next door neighbor.
So you thought about bringing him. How did you get him to come?
I just called and we prayed. My wife and I prayed together and just called him, and he said, I would love to go. So there was no hesitation. I just couldn't believe it. It was no problem, and his mom drove him home, and he was ready to come here.
This last week alone, my legs completely gave out on me 3 different times. I've fallen 3 different times in this last week just because I couldn't even raise my legs. And I couldn't do that. And the pain is excruciating. The pain was excruciating. I've been in bed 90% of the time for the last, since I'm 25, and so almost 10 years.
Josh, do you receive Jesus in your heart tonight?
Yes, I do.
You accept him right now?
I do.
Yeah, we just witnessed not only healing, but salvation coming to his life. Yay! Yeah. Yes! Praise.
You know, Billy Joe, I just have to echo the words that you said there. Yay!
That is it. And you know, Sid, the power of God is present right now to heal people right where they are. This is the time for it. I'd like to pray for each of you that are watching. The same power you've witnessed in healing others is available to heal you. And I pray, whatever has come against your life in the way of sickness, torment, bondage, or oppression, I pray that it will be removed now by the authority of Jesus' name, by the love of God coming to you. Rise up out of your sickness. Be whole of your disease and be healed inside as well as outside your entire person. In Jesus' name, I pray for eyes to be healed and ears, for blood to be cleansed, tumors to be removed. And I pray for your limbs to be strengthened to move as they were intended to move. This is your day of miracles. Whatever you could not do, begin to do. Maybe it's like Grace beginning to move those fingers. Maybe it's like Josh beginning to run. This is your moment, Sid, for people to say, Lord, I receive your healing power.
You know, the presence of God is so awesome. But we didn't talk yet about that man from Mexico that was blind for 50, did you hear that? 52 years. Tell me just briefly about him.
Well, he was in that field where we were preaching in, just an open air area. And when he came forward, it was one of those amazing moments. I don't know if anyone ever laid hands on him, because we didn't see it until the whole thing had happened. And then when you have something like that, of course, you're going to get family to verify, testify, just like with Nathanael, with his blind situation, because you want to know, what was taking place. Well, there were people there who had led him and, of course, had lived with him all those years. And he was simply in the crowd and heard the word. So there's various ways of healing. You can lay hands on people. You can agree in prayer. But one of the most powerful is you simply believe what Jesus has spoken.
And the greatest healing is the healing of your soul. It's intimacy with God. Will you live for things? You're being given the same choice that Billy Joe Daugherty was given. Do you want to live for things or live for God? The only thing you're going to take to heaven is living for God. The only thing that is going to count is souls. He who wins souls is wise. Let's start with you. Who are you living for? Who is your God? Who is your Lord? You must have intimacy with God. There's a part of you that is pulling out, saying, God, I want you. All you have to do with your mouth is say, I make Jesus my Lord. Start it. It's a start now.
The blind see, the deaf hear, the crippled are walking. The healing power of the Messiah is available today. Many are being set free as they read Billy Joe Daugherty's book, You Can Be Healed. Call now to get your copy of this end-time mentoring book, You Can Be Healed, for a donation of $18 or more. Shipping and handling is free. Ask for offer number 1227. Now you can close the door to sickness and disease in your life and in the lives of your loved ones. If you have been discouraged, waiting on your healing, the answer is in this book. You will receive biblical proof that it's God's will for you to be healed. Learn how God has already provided your healing. Obtain supernatural faith to believe God for your miracle. Learn how to remove hindrances that block your access to the supernatural. Receive the keys to living a longer life, and so much more.
The healing power of God's Spirit is on this book. I tell you, no matter what sickness, disease, or condition you or your loved ones are facing, this book will provide the revelation you need to receive your healing.
Call now to get your copy of Billy Joe Daugherty's book, You Can Be Healed, for a donation of $18 or more. Shipping and handling is free. Ask for offer number 1227 or order from our website at sidroth.org/1227. Call now, or you can write to Sid Roth. It's supernatural. Post Office Box 1918, Brunswick, Georgia 31521. Please specify offer number 1227 or log on to sidroth.org. Call or write today. If you are encouraged and helped by these television programs, please consider assisting us with future productions. Send your tax-deductible gift to Sid Roth, Post Office Box 1918, Brunswick, Georgia 31521. Call toll-free 1-800-548-1918 or visit our website at sidroth.org.